Welcome to the first day of 2026. Let's look outside this morning in America, courtesy of EarthCam. We're checking out Santa Monica, California, Chicago, Illinois, New Orleans, Louisiana, and Lauderdale by the Sea, Florida. From our NewsNation headquarters in America's heartland, it's time for news for all Americans. I'm hoping you had a great New Year's Eve and are excited for an exciting and rewarding 2026. I'm Nick Smith. There were a number of developing stories overnight, so let's jump right into it. The new year brings new worries for millions of Americans who rely on the Affordable Care Act for health care insurance. What their premiums could look like now that the Obamacare subsidies have expired and when Congress could take up the fight again. Just after the stroke of midnight, a historic swearing in for New York City's 112th mayor, Zohran Mamdani, is the first Muslim and first Asian leader of America's largest city. We're live with his first moves as mayor. And controversy in college sports. Should pro athletes be allowed to shoot hoops for American universities? A look at the okay being given to former NBA G League players and why some say these schools are playing fast and loose with the rules. More than 20 million Americans are ringing in the new year with uncertainty, with Affordable Care Act subsidies expiring at midnight. Right now, you're looking live at Capitol Hill, where health care figures to be part of a top priority on the agenda for Congress early this year. Lawmakers will soon vote on an extension of those tax credits. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey has more from the White House. Tom, good morning and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Nick, and good morning from the White House. But here's the thing. Millions of people across the country who receive these subsidies for the Affordable Care Act could see their premiums more than double this year. So the big question is, now what? Well, as soon as early this month, we could see a vote in the full House on a measure to extend these ACA subsidies for 3 years. But even if that passes the House, it still faces lots of uncertainty over in the Senate. Republicans continue to push for creating new health savings accounts, also known as HSAs, with President Trump even posting about that on Wednesday, writing, quote, "No more money to fat cat insurance companies. The money must go directly to the people to buy their own health care." But as all of this uncertainty plays out in D.C. across the country, real people will see real impacts.
I've had clients complain they're going to drop their insurance 100%. I've had clients ask me for alternatives, and they were shocked to learn the alternatives were no better than the plan they were currently on.
Farmers have to make it up somewhere by tightening their belts somewhere else, putting off a machinery purchase, putting off another investment that needs to come onto the farm.
Now, we may see some lawmakers on both sides of the aisle come together and try to find some sort of compromise to extend these ACA subsidies for a short time moving forward. But, Nick, the thing is really any sort of plan moving forward on health care faces uncertainty at this point. Nick?
And, Tom, that's not the only change, right, that Americans will see. SNAP is also going under a rehaul.
That's right. We're talking about over 1 million people who receive food stamps living in 5 different states who will now see new restrictions on certain foods that they could buy. These are people who receive benefits under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP, living in the states of Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, Utah, and West Virginia. And they're now going to be prohibited from using their food stamps on certain items like soda, candy, and energy drinks. This all comes as part of a push by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to reduce chronic diseases like obesity and diabetes associated with sodas and foods generally described as unhealthy. And a word of warning here, the National Retail Federation says that this could end up leading to longer lines at some stores and even some customer complaints as SNAP recipients learn of these new changes on the foods that they can buy. Nick?
Tom Dempsey at the White House with snow falling behind him on our New Year's Day. Tom, thank you so much. The Trump administration is freezing child care funds nationwide. This comes as Congress says it wants Minnesota's governor and other state officials to testify. The House Oversight Committee says they may be complicit in alleged fraud involving the state's social services program. NewsNation's Brooke Schaefer has been following this story for us from the very beginning. Brooke, this continues to unravel.
And Nick, this morning, the White House says they expect people to be in handcuffs, and so do federal prosecutors, who said this month the fraud could total $9 billion. President Trump last night vowed to get that money back and go after other Democrat-led states.
That's peanuts. In California is worse. Illinois is worse. And sadly, New York is worse. A lot of other places. So we're going to get to the bottom of all of it. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to get that money back.
Meantime, calls for accountability continue to grow. Minnesota Democratic Governor Tim Walz has defended himself even against calls for him to resign. But now House Republicans want him to testify on Capitol Hill. The House Oversight Committee said they will have 2 hearings starting next week with some Minnesota lawmakers. Then in February, they have called on Walz and Minnesota AG Keith Ellison to testify on what House Republicans have called rampant fraud in the state of Minnesota. Walz, for his part, he says he's worked for years to crack down on fraud. And in a statement to our partners at the Hill, his office said the governor is happy to work with Congress, but accused the committee of holding circus hearings. Nick?
Brooke, one more question for you. This is all happening as the president is launching a nationwide crackdown on potential fraud. He's freezing HHS child care subsidies.
That's right, and this is going to impact all 50 states. The Trump administration says they want proof that fraud isn't happening. The administration hasn't said what kind of proof they're looking for, but HHS now says that every state needs to provide some kind of verification for daycares that get federal child care funds. The Trump administration expanded that funding freeze nationwide after first announcing a pause in child care aid to just Minnesota, where several daycares have recently been accused of stealing taxpayer money. The Quality Learning Center shown here has denied those claims. Still, HHS says those accused Minnesota daycares will need a full audit with a list of complaints, even attendance records. This morning, too, there's some new scrutiny on the YouTuber who's being credited with shining a light on this case. Minnesota's House Speaker confirmed earlier this week Republicans actually directed Nick Shirley to the daycare facilities accused of fraud. Local media outlets reported almost a year ago the state's already investigating more than 60 different probes into alleged daycare fraud. Nearly 100 people have been charged for similar crimes since 2022. A state lawmaker told NewsNation's Brian Enton last night the alleged fraud, she believes, dates back nearly a decade.
It's been a very strange time these past few weeks and months where we've been watching the rest of the world catch up to what we've been aware of for many years. These fraud investigations go back as far as 2018, perhaps even earlier, where we had the Feeding Our Future scandal, 2020, 2021, where $250 million was misappropriated to supposedly feed children during the pandemic. And there's been so many indications that these types of programs where we just hand money over to people and assume that they're going to use it for a benevolent purpose, that those have been misappropriated in order to deepen the pockets of bad actors.
Governor Walz, as we've said, has defended himself. He's also blasted these moves as political. The state's attorney general said they are exploring legal options to make sure critical child care services don't get abruptly slashed. Nick?
Brooke Schaefer, thank you so much. Breaking this morning, dozens of people are believed dead after a fire broke out at a New Year's Eve party at a bar in the Swiss Alps. Officials say about 100 people were hurt, but exactly how many people have become casualties at this time is unclear. Authorities say it's too early to say what caused the flames to break out, but they have ruled out an attack. Now to more headlines we're following closely this morning. A tragic end to a nearly week-long search for 19-year-old Camila Mendoza Olmos. Police in Texas confirming they found Olmos's body in a field just about 100 yards from her home. The medical examiner ruled her death a suicide. The sheriff's office says Olmos had a history of depression and there were no signs of foul play. Olmos vanished while on a Christmas Eve walk and left her cell phone in her room. She was last seen on dashcam video walking near her home. If you or someone you know is struggling with thoughts of suicide, you can find resources in your area on the National Crisis Line on that website or by calling 988. This morning, U.S. Southern Command says kinetic strikes on 3 suspected drug boats killed at least 5 people. The New Year's Eve strikes were part of the War Department's Operation Southern Spear. Officials say the boats from Venezuela were on known drug trafficking routes in the Eastern Pacific. The Trump administration has carried out more than 30 strikes against alleged narco boats since September. And President Trump says the National Guard is heading out of 3 major cities, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Portland. The president announcing the withdrawal days after a court blocked his attempt to use troops to protect ICE officers in Chicago. Protesters clashed with the National Guard and other federal agents in these cities last year over the president's immigration crackdown. President Trump says troops could return if crime rates begin to rise.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
New year, new mayor of the biggest city in America, Zohran Mamdani, taking the oath of office just after midnight with his wife by his side in a private ceremony. A ceremony for the public is slated for later today. Mayor Mamdani making his first post on X this morning, declaring the NYC mayor account officially his, saying welcome to a new era for NYC. NewsNation's Alicia Nieves is outside City Hall for us with the latest. Alicia, not only were you there for the ball drop, it is just an exciting time in this nation's largest city.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. New, year, new mayor for the Big Apple. Zohran Mamdani officially the 112th mayor of New York City, and the switch flipped as the ball dropped at midnight in Times Square. That happened at an old historic subway station, the old City Hall subway station beneath City Hall Park in Manhattan. New York State Attorney General Letitia James administered the oath in that private ceremony, but really all eyes are on the steps of City Hall, where we're not too far from right now, where later on today there is going to be that public ceremony that you mentioned a moment ago. The city's first millennial, the city's first Muslim mayor, the first South Asian, and the first African-born person to hold this office. The mayor will have that public ceremony swearing in, and here's what we know so far about it. Senator Bernie Sanders is going to administer the oath at that ceremony. Afterwards, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who worked very hard to help get Mamdani in the office that he is currently sitting in, the mayor of New York, help him get reelected. She's going to give opening remarks, and the celebration will continue with the poet and playwright reading an original poem, and then we expect to hear from the mayor himself. There's going to be several VIPs, actress and activist Cynthia Nixon will be here, other actors as well, and of course the mayor is going to be replacing Eric Adams. The mayor is replacing Eric Adams, and that former mayor expected to be here, as well as former mayor Bill de Blasio. So going to be a big event, and despite the squalls here in New York City, it's expected to be a block party as well, which is kind of a tradition for every mayor, Nick.
Alicia Nieves in the Big Apple with a very snowy background. Alicia, thank you so much. The moment the clock struck midnight and we welcomed 2026, thousands of new laws went into effect across the country, from minimum wage and worker benefits to protections for animals and the environment. We take a look at the biggest changes happening today. Plus, a mishap at Disney's Hollywood Studios leaves a worker injured. What went wrong that sent this 400-pound prop tumbling toward the audience? Now the staff member is doing after throwing himself in front of it to save the crowd.